Right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the big 60 episodes Crypto Waffle. I think that's a perfect number to start 2026 with as well, by the way. Nice and even, nothing too disgusting. Um, Today's topic. So, go reflecting on past two episodes. We wanted to, in 2026, do a lot more educating and teaching of how to use certain crypto platforms, how to do DeFi loans, research, all that good stuff. So we kick it off today with our first educational session. And the topic 3 of today's episode is on how to use Hyperliquid. So we will run through a dummy's guide on how to use Hyperliquid at the same time that we put our actual trades on, because if you're new here and you haven't seen us last year, every week, we put a trade on, which we did really well. We lasted 6 months, didn't we, before we blew
No,
up?
longer than that, wasn't it? No,
8
actually,
months?
probably was about 6 months. Yeah,
It was probably about 6 to 8 months we
at least.
lasted,
Yeah,
and then blew up. Um, well, we
we
lost
had
85%.
we had a really bad run, and
Yeah,
then we went on tilt, and we
yeah.
were just like, sod it.
And then we thought, well, it's a learning curve. We paid our tuition fees. We reloaded the account, and touch wood, since then, we have been doing A-OK, I would like to say.
Considering we are probably in the most manipulated market crypto has ever seen,
Yeah.
last year.
So we'll be running through how to use Hyperliquid, put it on trade, show you our past trades, how to cancel trades, stop limits, all this good stuff. And we'll also be discussing, we are so back, or are we? And memes are back on the menu. So where do you want to start? I think we start off with, we are so back / memes are back on the menu, because I think they're kind of both the same thing.
Are
And
are we back though?
personally, I say no. But I do think this opens up an opportunity for, if you are of the opinion that we go into a prolonged bear market, this relief rally, dead cat bounce, whatever you want to call it, is your opportunity to take some risk off, maybe at a profit, maybe at break even, or at a less of a loss, to then prepare yourself for that bear market. If you are a bull, you've likely loaded up on the lows and you're looking for all-time highs.
So you think we are now moving into a prolonged bear market?
I personally don't. I think I am in Benjamin Cohen's camp that if this is a bear market, this is like 2019, it won't be there very long. And if it's correct, we should bottom out by October this year, which, when you think of it, you're pretty much already halfway there, or you're not far off, because we've done 4 months of down already.
Does Benjamin Cohen take into account the money printing that's due to happen this year?
He does. Now, he looks at it in lots of different ways. And I have to say, as much as I don't obviously want his view of us going into some form of bear market to be correct, and I'd love us to go to all-time highs and all this sort of stuff, he was spot on pretty much with everything last year, in the fact that he still hasn't rotated out of Bitcoin into alts. He's still holding Bitcoin until we see alts, I believe, on the total 3 chart, come down to their level that he has presented in his YouTube channels. Now, I would love to go over all of his stuff on my charts, but it'll just take too long. So please go over to his YouTube channel, watch his stuff. And the main reason why he reckons this is more like 2019 is we have topped on what they call apathy, i.e., no hype. There hasn't been crazy numbers, crazy runs. We have just topped, no retail interest. That's only ever happened in 2019. Never happened before. So the only thing we can compare it to is a top like that in 2019, which I get. And from also, if you look at his other stuff with to do with the Fed ending QT and whatnot, usually Bitcoin tops, I think it's a month or two before they stop QE, which it did again. Now, we can, like they're already doing, printing
QE or
money.
QT?
QT, sorry. So when they stop, and I know it sounds backwards because usually you think, well, if they're ending QT, that means QE, which means price go up. Yes, in essence, but at the rate that they're QEing at the moment, which I think is 40 billion a month of their buybacks, that's not a lot in the grand scheme of things.
Okay.
So what I think we see, and what Benjamin sees as well, and this is me taking into account other podcasters' views and whatnot, is a potentially drift lower into those areas we've discussed, like the 60s potentially. And then when the QE really starts to pick up towards the end of the year, whenever it may be, that's when we bottom and that's where we find our next leg. But he also thinks that we haven't, there will be those days of euphoria. You just need time for everyone to find the urge to get back in, usually with price being higher, and also stimmy checks in people's pockets. Because he reckons there's a lot of people that's been scarred by meme coins and loads of other scams over 2025, 24, which is why retail has vanished effectively. They all got blown up in that meme craze in late 24, early 25.
Yeah.
So I think we could be potentially back. I mean, I'd change my mind on technicals if we did sustainably get up above the I think it's 20 or 50-day simple moving average for multiple weeks. I'll change my bias and say, yeah, I'm a bull to all-time highs again. But until we get back above that, I'm not changing.
Where are we now? Have we had our?
I shall share screens so we can see. Because last time we looked at this, I don't think we crossed yet, had we?
No.
So we still haven't crossed. And when I say we get back above the 20-day and 50-day, so what we're looking at here is this orange and white line. I need a better chart, really. This doesn't go back far enough. Let's just get this one. Let's remove all my silly drawings. So what we're looking at here is when we historically ride the white and orange lines, usually when we top, we will break below, and at some point we get a rally back up to the white/orange, as you can see in the 2013 cycle, 2017 cycle. We broke down below the orange, finally got a rally back, and that was in 2017. And then you could say in the mini 2019 cycle, which is potentially what we're in now, as you can see, the drop, and excluding the pandemic, which I'm going to do because that was a black swan, you only saw a 50% correction. It wasn't like every other bear market where you saw plus 84%, plus 77%, and in 2013 you saw 86%. 2019 was a lot more subdued, but it was just sideways chop and boringness. And then in 2020 we saw the same sort of thing. You break down below the orange and the white, you do get a bounce back up. So i.e. what I'm saying when I think we get a retest is I do think Bitcoin comes into retest this 100 to call it 103K area. But until proven otherwise, if we can get up here, we then decide to hold this area of support and then push, then I can change my mind there. I will happily change my mind on technicals proving that we've held that area. If we haven't, I think we likely see a rally back and then a lower low, effectively. But I don't think we see the 80% drawdown. I think you can maybe see 60K, which from current price puts you at a mere 35%, which I'd like to say is pretty withstandable for any of us that have been here over a couple of years.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think the general sentiment does seem to be overall quite bearish, but not that we're going into a prolonged cycle.
Yeah.
Do you think that the 4-year cycle thesis is now
I think
officially
that's
dead in
over.
the water?
I think it's been over for a while. Although you could say, and again, if you took the timings of the cycle by number of days, you nailed the top really well this cycle for maybe the third time in a row. But I there's no way as an investor you take just the timing and go, "Yep, that's the top. That's what I'm selling."
Mm.
Like you take so many other things into factor rather than just date. And like you mentioned, it could be monetary policy, it could be what's going on in the world with regards to Trump and who's he picking up next, who's he kidnapping, all these other things. So there's loads of other things you could take into effect. Um, but yeah, if you nailed that and base it just off time, like congrats. Um, who knows if we actually do go into that bear or if we don't. All we need to know and we need to remember is always zoom out and that they are printing money. So in that essence, what do you have to do? You buy assets that go up over time.
Hold on for dear life.
Exactly.
Hold on. Do you how high do you think this dead cat bounce goes?
Like I just mentioned briefly, around that 100 to 103k. Obviously, you could see some alts up more than that. I mean, just as an example, today you've got Aerodrome was up 10%, and since the lows is up 50 odd percent. You've got Syrup down on today, but since the recent lows, you're up 50 odd percent. Dogecoin, since the lows, you're up 30 odd percent. Hype, you're 20%.
Look,
Fartcoin, if you
look,
manage to catch,
by the lows, how long ago are we talking? A week?
we're
10 days?
talking November, late November, when we had to, after October, when we had that liquidation event,
Yeah.
we then seem to have drifted down in a lot of alts into the back end of November / early December.
Right.
And then up since then, because if you manage to buy a fart coin on the lows, obviously this is pinpoint lows, you're talking about up 117%. I'm, as I was publicly saying at the time, I was buying a lot of fart coin. When that stuff was down, I'm up about, I think it's 55% overall on those positions at the moment, which is fine. And like I say, I'm playing that to go back into resistance, which is where we are now. And it's between this 40 to 45 cent area, which I think if we're going to get hit, we could potentially go down again. But if we do manage to get and sustain above that, there's all potentials that we do go to that back to 70, 80 cents again.
Do you think they give us more chop in between the 100K to 90K region for Bitcoin, as we did between 90 and 80? Up, down,
Um,
up, down.
Possibly. And it wouldn't surprise me. I was listening to a podcast today because I've got a lot of catching up to do, but they were saying it wouldn't surprise me. And this is just in general. This wasn't even like a crypto podcast. This was like just macro. If we just see a lot of chop within the year, because a lot of people don't think we will have a really bad bear market. But they do just see some of the high quality assets that did really well over 23, 24, 25, and Bitcoin included in that, by the way. But I'm not ruling Bitcoin out of that because it performed really well over that period. We'll just do a lot of chopping sideways. And I think the same with the Mag 7, gold, silver. I think they'll have their drawbacks, but I think there'll be a lot of chop because they need to digest these crazy moves they have been on.
Yeah, yeah. What are your top 3 assets to hold during a time like
Well,
this?
my top current holdings, I believe, are Doge, Syrup, Aero. Although I have a feeling I may, well, actually, yeah, they're my top 3 holdings as of current. But my other 2 that I like are Hype and Fart.
Anything outside of crypto, or do you still feel like crypto is the fastest horse?
No, I still hold stocks as well. I've still got my stock portfolio. I haven't done anything with that. I took a bit of risk off just before Christmas on something I was up like 130% on or whatever.
Do you think
Um,
the two are correlated still? We started
no,
to move into a correlation, tech
correlation's gone.
stocks and crypto. Think correlation's gone, tech stocks can go up and crypto can go down?
Yeah, we've seen that over the last 4 months. We saw that over um, Q4. I mean, Tesla, as an example, you're what, a couple of percent off all-time highs. We're 8% off all-time highs at current price. You look at Bitcoin, we're down 20 odd percent.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that there has been a decoupling of crypto from your high risk tech stocks when they were so closely?
Because I think the reason why, and this is retail, come to crypto. You don't come to crypto to make a 50% gain. Realistically, you come to crypto to make 3, 5, 10, 30, 20x.
Yeah.
And you haven't done that. Well, if you've done that, you did it in a very short period of time and you were likely one of the first people in the space. If you haven't done that, you've been wrecked.
Yeah.
Now, the easiest play over the last 3 years was Bitcoin. Yes, there are some things that outperformed it. XRP, some of the memes, Farcoin, SPX. Yeah, if you manage to get in and out.
Yeah.
But if you haven't sold, you were best off just still buying Bitcoin and holding that now. Because a lot of those gains in Farcoin, in Hype, in all these other things have been erased massively. Whereas Bitcoin is down maybe 20% from the highs, you're looking at Hype that's down. What's that from the highs? Hype is down 55%. So
what about global liquidity? The old M2. We started,
decoupled from that a long time ago.
yeah, we started to really look into that and be like, right, since we plugged into the ETFs, Bitcoin has been tracking the M2 global liquidity almost like it's being traced.
Yeah, I'll just load that up. Give me 1 second though.
Now, if that is no longer the case, what are the factors, if there are any?
I mean,
that
we
can
don't
be
track it
identified?
anymore, but I think we weren't wrong to use it as a tracker at the time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but why has that changed? What has been the catalyst for that change? For that, because if the money exists, what's now stopping it from flowing into crypto?
Other assets, people not having the risk appetite they used to have, people seeing crypto be down while stocks are up, and they're like, well, what is this doing? I don't like this.
So you think it could be
So
sentiment and human behavior?
yeah, I think it could be sentiment, human behavior. It could be narrative. It could be, well, crypto used to be a middle finger to the governments and institutions, but now the institutions and governments are involved.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be a part of this anymore. It could be the cost of living crisis is going on. Everything being so expensive everywhere that no one's just got no spare capital to put in anywhere.
That takes care of retail, which we generally attribute towards altcoins. But Bitcoin was moving with M2 on the back of institutions mostly.
Yeah.
What
I
could
don't know.
have been the
It's a funny
reason?
one. There's nothing to pinpoint it. I think it's a basket of things. Because if I just throw that chart back up of M2 over, let me share screen. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So we plugged in effectively to M2 when BlackRock got involved.
Yeah.
This is when the ETFs were launched. And you can literally see we were tangoing together in perfect sync till around January, which is where we broke correlation. E.g., liquidity fell further than Bitcoin did, which isn't a bad thing because it showed that we had strength and we were holding. And then M2 continued to rip to all-time
But
highs.
at least they were both moving in the same direction, right?
Yeah. Whereas now we've got what you call these big alligator jaws.
Yeah.
Now, there is a world in which you could say, well, hang on a minute, in previous instances, when we've had these alligator jaws, i.e. this here, eventually we do come and touch back in. But how long will it take to do so? And in what circumstance? Will it be something like this? Or will we actually play catch up and we meet it here somewhere or over here? Who knows? But I think you have to watch what countries are doing. I mean, the US has already openly admitted they're basically QEing with 40 billion a month. we're still cutting rates globally at the moment as well, which is historically a good sign. Doesn't mean we can't have a period of uh, downside for risk assets. Because, like I said, a lot of people will be going, hang on a minute. So, would I rather own Bitcoin at 94 or maybe Tesla at all time highs? And I can,
But here's the thing, right? We can't possibly, in all seriousness and good faith, predict a bad time for risk assets when money supply is
no,
shooting up the way it is.
you're just talking about time frame. So, if someone has a 4-year time frame and they're looking at what to buy now, will you buy this? Yes, we could go down to 60. But in the years to come, we are likely up here in the time where they've printed a load of money. And you only have to look at this chart. We haven't looked at this in a while to see what is going to happen. And this is it here. This is the Fed's balance sheet. This is what is going to happen. They are going to have to expand their balance sheet massively, which is why Trump keeps banging the drum about having interest rates lower, because they don't want to refinance at 5-6%.
So with all of this, which is known, how short term, maybe, yes, 6 months to a year or end of the year, bearish, I think that's a long time. And I think
I mean,
it's
I don't think that's a long time. Like, realistically, we could just chop sideways between, call it 70 and 90 for 6
but
months.
that money supply is going to continue to increase. So if we chop sideways and the yellow one keeps going up, those alligator jaws are going to get mighty big.
Yeah, they will. And the other thing is, you haven't seen a rotation out of the likes of gold, silver, all that sort of stuff either at the minute.
I don't think we
Because,
will whilst the yellow line's going up,
and
because
there goes, and there's another perfect example of where TradFi might be. Rather than holding Bitcoin, they're feel safer holding gold. And it's only the people who have been there. And I do think Bitcoin will go to that million down the line. Like,
yeah,
I do think it will go there. It's just timing. And who knows? There's either a lot of stories about us supposedly being suppressed and blah, blah, blah. Like, how much you believe of that, I don't know. All I need to know, and all that everyone should need to know, is if they're printing money, you own assets. Like, that's literally as simple as it gets. And
yeah.
that could be owning a house, could be owning gold, could be owning silver, could be owning vintage cars, could be owning art, could be owning Bitcoin. It could be anything you want to class it. Lego, that's a mad asset. Pokemon cards, anything.
Yeah.
So as long as they continue to do what they're doing, which they are, they haven't changed their stances, we could definitely see all-time highs in the not too distant future. I'm just saying in the shorter term or short to medium term, and if we're looking at potentially October, which is 8 months away, just to, and basically in my eyes, a great opportunity to accumulate assets. Realistically, I'd prefer that.
So here's how I feel. And I think it's a gut feeling. But generally, when people say they have a gut feeling, I say it's nonsense. There's no such thing. I'm reacting to the stimulus of what's happened in the markets and how things
Yeah.
are price wise. So I feel like we go up to about 90 odd, the high 90s, and then we roll over and everybody goes to pieces. Like
Yeah.
people,
Thinking, oh my God, we're now in the bear market,
that's the
blah,
end
blah,
of it.
blah.
Blah blah blah. I hate Bitcoin. Charles Hoskinson's a scammer. Any Bitcoin personality that you want to point your finger at, they're a scammer. Blah blah blah. This that and the other.
Yeah.
Hopefully they come for us as well because we're that famous. But I think we may get overlooked. Now
Yeah.
that's my gut feeling telling me that. So I'm feeling like when we get up to the high 90s, I want to stick on a short.
And realistically, in that world, so if that is correct, we go up to that 98, 103, whatever it is. We then roll over and create a fresh low. You're then going to have everyone across the board go, right. And that everyone will agree, we are now in a bear market. And everyone is going to look at the history. Maybe if you're new, you hear that these new Instagram crypto gurus and be going, right, we're going to see a 70% drawdown. We
No,
are
they will all
going to see it.
disappear. Remember, the
Well,
new
they'll
Instagram gurus,
disappear,
they never last two
but
cycles. They're all gone.
usually they'll be looking at the old style bear markets, the
Yeah.
plus 70% drawdowns. And then what will catch everybody off? Imagine we potentially bottom in May.
Yeah.
Let's say we have this rally back to thingy. We have 2-3 months of further downside. May comes in, bottoms in. Let's go.
Yeah.
So who knows? And I think to see on that fresh low after we've hit, say 98, 103, whatever it is, and then we come back down, everyone goes, "Oh my god, it's over." Blah blah blah. When actually, that's when you've got to do your thing and buy as much of it as possible.
What if that time is now? Because
That time,
nobody is saying from here we roll on to fresh highs. Nobody is saying, oh, 90 miles in the new 20.
If I'm honest, a lot of the podcasts, even some of the lists I said today, they were bullish. They were looking for 140k Bitcoin in the next 3 months.
Oh,
so
okay.
there is a world in which, and like I said earlier, with the technicals, I'd like to see further strength first to be confirmed. But the other case, that is the bear case. We have a dead cat bounce, we roll over to fresh lows. The other case is that maybe we have 2 consecutive weekly closes above that 100k area. If we hold, this whole period has effectively been a fake out, and then you see the blow off. That's the other way.
6
Now,
months late into a climate of global money printing, massive expansion of money supply.
And depending on your time frame, everyone will play this differently. Like me personally, I have shaved off the risky stuff that I had in the assumption if we go into some sort of downcline of a bear market, and from a tax perspective, I have harvested some losses, right? All of that money from those losses is now in, say, a bear market fund. If that happens, I have stuff to buy with that money. If it doesn't, I'm holding the rest of my assets. If we shoot up, happy days. I've still got money in the game. If we don't, I've got money to then buy assets as well.
It's such a difficult one. I last week picked up a new risky asset.
What was that?
HNS. It's called Handshake. It's an alternative to regular domain names.
Okay.
I feel now like,
I want to say I've heard of that before, you know.
Yeah, because I've mentioned it before.
Oh, okay.
I mentioned it before because I got put into their little group via a guy who was super early on Cosmos. So I was like, okay, I'll take that thing. But then looking at the chart, I was like, well, this is done. This is absolutely
down 99.48% from the highs in 2021.
I think like that's one of the ones that I'm looking at and I'm thinking, right, if we're looking at another cycle.
So this is the charges for everyone.
Yeah.
If you say you bought this a couple of weeks ago, yeah?
Yeah.
So what, around current price?
About a week ago. No, a bit higher than this, I think. Okay. No, actually, I bought it up because the liquidity is horrific.
Okay. So there are moments obviously in this chart, and even if you don't time the lows here, and let's say you bought here, there are periods where you can easily get a 5x. Right?
Yeah.
If you bought in here to there, you're looking at shy of a 2x. In here, you didn't buy the lows, but there's a 2x there. So if this was to pop out of here, you could easily be looking at a quick 3x, even if you were in a bear market.
Even in a bear market. And the issue with it is the liquidity is so thin, which means it can be a lot more volatile. But the reason why I bought it was because I thought, I really don't want to buy this. I just looked at it and I thought, oh, this is absolute dog price-wise. But I like the tech. And I thought this year I'm going to sort my life out, and I'm going to do stuff with the tech instead. So I grabbed it, and I'm feeling like I feel like we all kind of feel the same. We all feel like there's no ground underneath us. Like the price is weak, The tech is weak. There's nothing new happening.
No news.
There's no news. And I wonder if that is tinfoil hat time coincidence or if that is by design. Because we're all getting our news from the same places. We're all considering the same things. We're all going to react the same. We're all looking at the exact same price. We're all looking at the same charts. And even when they're not making sense, we're somehow convincing ourselves that they are making sense. Because that M2 chart, it was good as gold for the entire time I've known you.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's not. And it's never done that before. There's never been a time where the money supply is increasing and the price of Bitcoin is just falling.
I mean, the other thing is that we have some sort of event happen where they have to release stimulus straight away, and obviously that could pump everything a lot quicker. But you have to remember, in the way that they put stimulus into the system, it takes a certain amount of time to actually find its way to crypto.
But that is also shown in the chart.
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me if you do see some of the higher risk assets, kind of like we've seen on the topic of memes, being up. What was what we were discussing on Sunday? At the top,
The top five
the
of
top 10 returners were memes, didn't they? 5 of the top 10.
5 of the top 10. I don't know if it's still the case today. I'm going to quickly have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 5 of the top 10 are memes. Pepe, Bonk, Shiba, Doge, and Pump.fun.
Is that in 24 hours or
7 days?
Yeah.
24 hours, none.
Yeah, right. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4.
24 hours a bit short notice, a bit short time.
Yeah. So it's, like I say, I think we're seeing a dead cat bounce. You could argue that the memes are front running that. And you could argue that Fart was the very first to front run that because we actually bottomed on the 17th was it 17th of November, I think that was. Yeah, really early bottom, I would argue. And
it was well
like
oversold Fart though, wasn't it?
Yeah, massively. And you come into big areas of support as well, like to just show you that like, these are my bags. So I don't mind talking my book here, and you could say I'm being biased and whatnot, but my TA, can you see that chart?
Yeah.
This is a major area of support for FAR. Now, for me, as soon as we get here, you want to be buying. I mean, I bought into here as well. So even these buys here that I made back in November that were underwater for, call it a month and a bit, are now up. Yes, they might not be up much. You'd be looking at potentially 40%, but 40% in a couple of months, I'll take that all day. I'm not going to say no to it. You look at Aero, it didn't bottom when Fart did, but again, a massive area of support.
Yeah.
And where have I had my buys? Bang in here. I was hoping to get more filled because I've got limits all the way down to about 30 cents. I only got, I think it's one filled. And I bought some just above at like 45 cents. But same thing again. Same thing for syrup. We lost these areas here. We dropped down on this rally back to play the bear thesis. As you can see here, I've sold 20% of my syrup on the assumption we go lower.
What does Bitcoin dominance look like at the moment?
Let's have a little butch. This is Bitcoin dominance. Now, what I'm seeing is still a potential head and shoulders top. And if Bitcoin dominance does have a drop, we should see some form of alt season. But I don't think we see the broad sort of alt season that we're used to having. I think we see it more concentrated. And when I say that, I'm talking the assets that actually moved this cycle. So you're looking at the Souls, the BNBs, Aeros, Hyperliquids, potentially Asta. What else was there this cycle? Pudgy Penguins, a select niche assets. It won't be across the board. So I think it's difficult to see. But then again, you look at a lot of these charts, they just came into area of support. ETH bottomed at 2.5. Where was that? Oh, a lovely area of support, as you can see. Just look left. TON broke all market structure. No one wanted to buy this shit thing. But where did it go to? An old area of support, as you can see here. Solana, where is it? Oh, back at support around that 113 to 126. And this is where I've actually got, and I put out to Waffle members and whatnot, that we've got a Solana long on in here, which I believe is up 23%, 25% as of current price. We've been holding that for, well, I think since mid-December.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Doge, where's that coming to? Oh, did you look at that? White line, area of support. See the candles here, see it here, 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 previous highs here, and last cycle. You can see it here.
So when Bitcoin does roll over, what happens to these? They roll over with it, assuming,
I would have thought so.
and down and break those areas of support.
You might see, like we have done the last couple of days, some days where stuff's up 8% render, 10% deep today. Like you might see the odd day where someone, and it could be now, where whales are potentially thinking, okay, this is a dead gap bounce, and start selling some Bitcoin, buy some alts just to play the bounce. But
Yeah.
that's literally it. And then they'll get out again, and that's why everything then rolls over.
Yeah.
So I think that's totally possible. I'm not going to say that's impossible. And the best way to play it, and the best thing to do if you have a long enough time horizon, is nothing.
Yeah.
But if you are concerned about other things, like I'm only playing the dangerous game of selling bags to buy them back lower because I want more of that asset. Other than that, I'm not touching them.
I think the issue with altcoins that I've got is that a lot of them don't live 2 cycles. So when I look at HNS, for example, the issue is a lot of stuff doesn't live 2 cycles. So getting it now after it's already died, is there a point to it? Because next cycle there'll be new shiny things.
Because if I take it, if HNS did a say 2x over the next 3 months, you'll likely be out.
And HNS is tiny. I think it's like $1 or $2 million market cap. It could do a 2x during this show.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it does, then yeah, I would take my initial back, and then I would stake what's left and start to work on the project.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
I have free skin in the game.
Yeah, effectively, if you're just buying Bitcoin, you know what you need to do, and that's just buy on the way down, don't do anything. If you're looking to hedge and play the risky game like I'm doing, you can sell. And I say my rule of thumb is a maximum of 20% of the asset you're looking to increase to buy back lower. Because if you do fuck it up, you've still got some skin in the game.
Yeah.
And if you've got income, again, like myself, it doesn't matter, but you can use that income every time on payday to then buy those assets.
DCA.
Exactly.
DCA if you've got income.
That's what I did over the whole 2022 bear market.
Okay, so memes. Memes are so back. Do you agree or do you disagree?
I agree in the instance this is a dead cat bounce. Unless, again, from a technical point of view, and let me throw my charts up, because I have not looked at any meme charts for a very long time. And let's go to our good old meme list that we had. I wonder what's still on here that's actually around. Doge is obviously around. And let's get rid of all these. You can see this. So much tut on here. So much absolute tut. But you can see Doge. We have still, technically, you're looking at a series of higher highs. Again, you could argue on the bigger timeframes, the market structure hasn't been broken, and technically it'd only be broken if we lost the 11, call it 10 cents, 11 cents area. We break that area, you've made your first lower low, and you could say in the short term we have got a series of lower highs. Fartcoin, you've put in a bottom. Again, I think on technicals, if we were to get above this 75 cents region and hold it on weekly closes, there's an argument to say you rerun. But until then, I think you play this as a dead cat bounce. Who knows if we just dead cat to where we are now, 45, and then revert, or do we continue going higher and then sell off? I don't know. You can look at SPX again. We didn't quite come into that area of support I was looking for, but if you bought SPX on the way down, you've done decent again. And I think you play it as a dead cat bounce to this green box area. You play for that upside. I'd then look to probably to take some risk off. Maybe you want to take your initial back. Everything else, if you ride it, happy days, it goes up. If it doesn't, you don't really care because you've got your initial back anyway. Pepe. Now, this is quite a good sign from Pepe, i.e., you had the sell off, head and shoulders, target was down here, that we haven't met that yet. So, what you'd like to see from Pepe on this recent move is us to hold this green box and get above this white line and hold it for 2-3 consecutive weeks. If we do, it's likely you could see a run back to this green box here, which may not look like a lot, but in percentage terms, from current price, you're looking at about 100%, give or take. I think there's money to be made. Obviously, the smaller the memes, let's say hype starts to break out again, all-time highs, per has been hammered. So you could easily see a run back to this area here where my cursor is, say 14 cents. That in per again is another 100%. With, if you were to reclaim that green box, you could easily see run backs to these other areas. And again, I'd play it level by level. So from current price, you could then see anywhere from a 70 to 100% move.
Would you call that a double bottom on with? Not quite.
No, I wouldn't. Turbo, hanging on for dear life in these areas. If you manage to grab it down here, though, well played because you're up 60 odd percent. Again, you'd want to see it reclaim this, say, green box or this 0.0035 to 0.0029 area before rallying to all-time highs. So I think there's money to be made in the meme space. And even I just saw it. Where was it gone? Where's GOAT? Even this piece of crap that's been hammered, this could easily run back to 8 cents. Look at 100%. So I think there's plenty of money to be made.
How's TCAP?
That's not even on trading view, is it? I'm going to have to come off trading view. I'm going to have to go over to Dex Screener. So we can have a look at Redo as well.
Yeah, got Redo and TCAP.
Wrong chart. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So this is at Redo. Let's see if I can get rid of some of these squiggles.
Looks like it's not done that badly.
It hasn't done that badly. It's actually been better hold than TON itself, which I'm quite thankful for because I got rid of most of my TON for Redo. And like I was mentioning, again, on a technical basis, extend that, we want to see Redo now hold this area of support. If we can reclaim that, there is definitely a likelihood that you could start to retest this 20 cents again.
What's the percentage from the bottom up to that?
Where we are now?
Yeah.
180%. And from current price to that potential target, you're looking at just shy of a 3x. So it's got potential. And this pattern, you could actually class as a falling wedge. Falling wedges are typically bullish patterns, and they likely revert to the upper 80 percentile of the wedge, which you'd probably be looking around 70 odd cents. And from current price, that's 11x. So who knows if we just have a period of absolute spasticity to go to and see some silly runs.
I'm just wondering if, I know it can be easily gained, but I'm wondering if where TON ranks on the charts, or I can't even see it.
I mean, even Trump, look, even in this massive decline, you've had plenty of moments where Trump has ran 100%, 40%, 72%. And it would not surprise me if this is the start of maybe another Trump run to, say, $8. And if so, that's a lovely 35, 40% you could have. Let's see if we can find TCAT. Oh, it's under ton, is it? I'm on Sol at the minute. TCAT's screwed, quite frankly. But yeah, that's TCAT. There's my fucking targets.
Oh no.
Yeah, miles away. I've still got this pile of shit somewhere, but I'm saving it for the day to harvest some tax losses. So I'm hoping this continues to go, so I can harvest greater gains.
What's the volume? Does it show any volume? Oh, it's completely died, doesn't it? There's no
Yeah,
there's
there's
no volume.
basically nothing. Yeah, so TCAT dead as far as I'm concerned. I'll tell you one that's quite interesting that I've kind of been spot trading and keeping to myself. Uranus.
Grow up.
When this come down here, managed to buy in here, sold here, save 50%. I bought again down here because of this area of support, and you're up at what's that? Basically 80 odd percent.
What made you not buy at the first area of support?
What here?
Yeah.
Because we'd already previously tested it here.
Okay.
So we previously tested here and it's successful after this rally. This is where I bought, we rallied up, all-time highs, I sold. Well, I sold my initial and 50% of the rest because on the assumption that we rally forward, I've still got some in. If we don't, I had more money to buy on the lows again. And on this time, again, to see, and from a technical point of view, if you're monitoring this, you'd want to see this hold. It
Yeah.
literally took one day of holding before we broke through. So that
Okay.
for me instantly was like, okay, that's not holding. We're down. And then you can just see by time that you just got rejected the whole period. And then we finally got that sell off and went to these lows here of 6 odd cents. And that's where I started to accumulate again. And then I've knocked some off. Why? Because again, if you just stick a line across there, you can see, oh, that is technically an area of resistance. So for me, I wanted to take some money off the table. So I did it. Took the original back and a bit more, left the original in from these buys here, and left another 50% from these buys here. All completely risk free because if we continue to run happy days, if we don't, I've got my original back and more.
Have you looked at one called Useless?
I have. It's here. I don't own any of this, but I have looked at it. The good thing about these smaller coins is you are literally trading people's emotions
Yeah.
rather than if you look at Bitcoin and others, it's like more algo based.
Yeah.
So again, for Useless, you can see we're in a clear bear trend. You would probably want to be looking. So you can see that clear bear trend that we've broken. So you want to be looking at immediate areas of resistance. You could look to short around 14, or if you did buy here, you sell here, you wait for a break lower. But your next buy zone is this. So that is 3.5 cents, give or take. That's the next area of interest. And who knows how long it will take to get there. So maybe what I'd do is I'd either set a trading view alert, or if you look at charts daily, obviously you just skim over to the chart, see where it is if it's not there next. Or I think if you have got a Solana phone and on other CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, set price alerts. So when it gets there, you can go, okay, it's at support. I just want to play it for a 50 to 60% bounce.
Yeah.
And that's that. Or if you have the assumption of a longer time view, I mean, kind of like I do, and Doge is one of my biggest bags, I'm happy to hold Doge. I'm really not too fast. I could go, and I've thought about this myself. Like if we do go back to around 20 cents, I'm up, I think it's about 120% from my average price. So I might, and I haven't decided yet, take my initials, leave the rest. Because if we do continue to break, happy days. If we don't, I've got further money to buy on the downside, which if we go any lower, I think I'll be eyeing up this green box.
Uh,
But again, you have to play it level by level, which is why you can't make a decision until you get there.
until you get there. Right. Shall we do our predictions?
Well, let's go into Hyperliquid.
Do you want to do that one
Actually,
first?
yeah, do predictions first.
Predictions
Sorry.
first.
Yeah.
As a part of our Hyperliquid, we'll do a tutorial.
So let's go to Crypto Waffle. And for anyone that's wondering, like this trading that I'm doing, it's not with a big amount of my portfolio. We're talking at most 1%.
Okay.
So I'm not making like massive gains here. They're just nice chunks to be chucking on the side to be throwing into spot.
Okay.
Right. Predictions.
We had
Last week.
a terrible week, sir.
Yes, I think we did, sir. We were expecting one final flush.
Yeah.
And we haven't. We've broken out. So both wrong on Bitcoin, miles off. Both wrong on ETH, miles off. Both wrong on Canton, miles off. Night, literally sideways.
Yeah.
Near enough. Well, I don't know, actually. It depends where we were on that day.
We were at 10.
Okay, so it's
And
down.
thanks.
So it's come towards you a tad. But
Yeah, but not
too
much.
far off. Pingu. Oi, oi.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Did we put this on as a trade, by the way?
No.
We didn't.
No.
Oh, what absolute idiots. That could have been 100%er.
We are.
What did we have on? Was it just one?
Yeah.
I can't even remember what we had on. Was it a silver short or
Still
long?
long.
Are we up?
No. Bitcoin short.
Oh.
And Canton short.
Oh, we got wrecked. Anyway. Yeah, they were the predictions from last week. Arve wasn't a prediction. That's just on there because we still have a limit on for that, don't we? A limit buy.
Yeah,
I
we've got
believe
some
on
open.
Arve.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, we had a shocking week apart from the Pengu.
Which, yeah. So you've
I took
squeezed
the
out a
victory at
1-0.
last minute.
You've squeezed a 1-0 with a bloody injury time scorcher.
Yeah. Oh well, it happens. I'll take it. I'm not going to moan.
The moral of the story is, if you get Bitcoin wrong, you get everything wrong. Literally the moral of the story.
Apart from shitcoins.
Well, you get 80% of everything else wrong.
Yeah. Anywho, what would you like to do predictions for this week? So Bitcoin, ETH. What else?
Aero.
Yeah. Should we do handshake?
No, because the thing's too small on it.
No. Okay.
Yeah, the liquidity is too small.
What else? Do we want some memes?
Ooh. Doge?
Yeah, we could do Doge.
But you know what I really want to do? Atom, Cosmos.
Really? So dead.
So dead. It was such a big part of the story of crypto.
Right. So we've got.
Unless you want to do Sui.
I'd rather do Sui than Atom.
Render.
You want to do Sui and Render, yeah?
Well, we've only got one more left we can pick. I'd rather do Render than Sui. We could do Render, we could do Trump.
But we normally do 5 though, no?
Yeah. Bitcoin, ETH, Aero, Doge, one more.
Oh, Aero, that's the one I haven't added in. What a tit.
So for our last one, I'll let you choose out of Render, Trump, and Sui.
Trump.
Let's go.
Trumpet. Right. Bitcoin, sir, what do you think? I'm going to change this box to green as soon as we're back above it.
Roll over.
To where though?
88.
88. Yeah, I'll give you that. That's plausible. And then everyone will be going, we're so over again.
Oh, it's so dead. I want to sell my crypto.
It's so over. See, I would like to say, I kind of want to go the same. What do we allow 5K either side?
Well, call the number and I'll say if it's allowed.
89?
No, because I've just said 88. And you barely let me go with 88, and then you come and say 89. You can say 88.
Oh, what do I go? Actually, I'm going to go ballsy. I'm going to say 99.
Come on.
But I can't help but feel over the next week we likely have a drop back to say 90, 88.
Well, looking at that, there's a big area of resistance.
I want to draw our path of pain. I think it'll be something like that. Like not immediate, maybe, but maybe you go like this, and then like that.
Yeah, okay.
Something like that. We'll see. ETH. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna be a ball till. Can I say 3.5? It's tight, isn't it?
That's tight. You can say 3.6.
Okay, I'll say 3.6.
At least 10%.
Okie dokie.
I'll say 2.9.
2.9.
10% the other way.
Okay. Doge. Resistance. 13. Is that allowed?
Yep. I'm going to say 18.
Or you're going to go for continuation?
Yeah. Only because that way at least I get one right.
Then you take the victory.
No, because you would have got 4 right. Because you've gone bullish.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
At least then it's like 4-1 instead of 5 or 4-0.
Actually, I can't. Can I say 13.2?
What did you say before?
13. Because I know I won't be allowed 14.2 or 14.
You could say 13.2, but 13.2, I would have given you that anyway if you said 13.
13.2.
Yeah.
Aero, 50 cents.
Oh.
Same as, I think, our last prediction for it.
You think it's done all it's going to do?
No, I think it just needs to come back down and test some support. I mean, kind of like this here, where we had this bounce off. Just a quick check back. These areas here.
Yeah.
Bounce again.
Okay. So what did you say?
50 cents.
I don't know what you heard about me. All right. Yeah, I'll say the same.
50 cents as well.
Yeah.
Love it. I mean, there's your two local areas of resistance. One at 66, one at 75.
All right. Let's get Trump out of the way.
Man like Trump. So this is a difficult one. And if this is just me just eyeballing this chart, by the way, on previous, and let me remove these, on previous areas of pumpage, whatever you want to call it, there has been limited times we've actually checked back in with price support. I mean, there's a small example there, you could say, before that. Here, you could say that. Here, I mean, that one is literally just straight up.
Yeah.
So I think this is quite difficult, this one. And you know exactly what I want to do when it comes to trading this.
Putting a limit buy.
Yeah, limit buy like 5.30.
Would it be a limit? Yeah. So it retests and then off it goes.
I'm going to have to go bullish Trump. And I'm going to say 6.50. because I think this thing just does its own thing. Although from a technical point of view, you'd be looking to play shorts until proven wrong in the short term. But because we can leave these for longer, I'm going bullish.
And would you say 650?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say 450.
450. Christ, you reckon new lows?
Was that how far down it is? Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Rollover time.
Okay. Right, well, over to Hyperliquid. So
Let me share my screen. I'm going to have to let this cat down. Go on. Down you go, girl. Because there's not enough room for the both of us. Oh. So,
do you want to give us a quick tutorial of what this funny looking thing is on your screen?
no, you're the charts guy. You explain to the ladies and gentlemen what it is I'm doing.
In the top left-hand corner, first of all, you might see these flashing numbers and all this sorts of stuff that's going on. Don't worry too much about all the flashing numbers. Under the order book tab to the right, don't worry about all of that. On the left-hand side, you have FOGO USDC. That is the asset. So if you were to very kindly click that, there we go. You'll have a search bar. Now, let's say we are looking for one of our assets today. Let's search Trump in. We search for Trump, and we know the ticker for Trump is Trump. So search that. You see it, and if you're looking for perps, you click the perps tabs. If you're looking for spot, you click the spot tab. If you're looking for other versions of it, click all the different tabs. In our case, we're looking for perps, so we click the perps, and then we choose the one that's under that. That then takes you to your chart. Now, on our previous chart, as you just saw, and as we discussed, we were looking to put a limit buy in at, say, 530. Now, if we want to place that, and just to clarify, I would like this to be my trade of the week. So we will do this as we go. On the right-hand side of your screen now, you will see all this stuff about cross, 3x, classic, all of that. So if you were to click on cross, this shows you two things, and it explains in a very nice manner, effectively to someone that hasn't used it before, what it is. Effectively, isolated is you can only lose what you put on the trade, whereas cross is can wipe your account out in simple terms. So we have to make sure we are on isolated, as CryptoC has just shown us. So that is the first thing you have to do. You confirm that. We then, next thing we want, and as I just explained, is to have a look at our leverage. If you're not, you could be an absolute monkey and do, 10x you're allowed on Trump? Yeah. Or you could be very risk adverse, well, not risk adverse because you're leverage trading, but not as risky. And you could do 1%, or 1x, sorry. In our case, we will probably look to do 3 because that is our standard leverage that we like when we're trading with perps. So we will confirm.
What does leverage mean? What does it actually mean?
If you have $100, let's say you want to put a standard trade on, you just go in long, you're going long with that $100. If that goes up 20%, you have $120. You pocket the $20. If you're trading with 3x, your $100 becomes $300. So you're trading with money that's not yours. You're basically borrowing money. And that is a way of, obviously, people or smaller individuals, ourselves, that will have small accounts that can really up their gains by using more money that they don't have. But
what's
obviously,
the drawback?
more leverage, more risk. If you are trading on an asset like Trump that does 20% up days, 20% down days, you could get wiped. Your limit order, your stop loss, whatever it is, could get hit, and you could be taken out of your trade very quickly. And if you've made the mistake of not clicking isolated at the start and went cross, and then also didn't put a stop loss on, your account gone. No Santander, I've lost my money, I've been robbed, gone. No money to come back.
I've heard of this term called liquidation. What does it mean?
That is what a liquidation is. So effectively, a liquidation is, and you can do that. Like I know some people, and I have done myself. If you want to risk the amount of money that's in an account, so let's say every week we turned up and we just uploaded $100 onto a Hyperliquid, we wouldn't have to put isolated. We just leave it on cross margin. We don't put a stop loss, and we just risk that £100 or $100. You stick it on, you choose your leverage, and you leave the position open. You could just leave that open. But if we did to have a sharp downturn, if we were going long, our liquidation price would be shown on the screen, and it would wipe you out if we got there. So that is what liquidation is. And when you hear people getting liquidated, that means literally they've lost all the money on that account. And which also remember, it doesn't always mean that's all the money they've got, because they could have 10 accounts. It just means that one account has been liquidated.
Okay, so you want to put on a trade on Trump. Now, the choices are market and limit. What do they mean?
So if you have the market tab click like we do now, if we put a market order in, we buy at current market price. Current market price is what,
5.56.
556. So that's if you're wanting to get into a trade immediately. You think, right, okay, now I want to be in the trade. That's that. What we're looking for today is a limit order. So as we just briefly mentioned, is we're looking for Trump to come down a little bit. That's where we enter. Then we're looking to play the upside, i.e. we're looking to get a marginal better entry on the trade rather than buy a market. So we click the market tab. Then you have to make sure, the limit tab. Yeah. Then we have to make sure we're buying long, or if you wanted to go short, you click the short area. In this case, we're going long. So we click that, make sure it's green. I'm pretty sure if you click the sell, it goes red. Just test that theory, yeah, which we don't want. We want green. You then in the
This
price.
is a bet that the price is going to go up, and this is a bet that the price is going to go down.
Indeed. Nice and simple color coded. Green up, red down.
Yeah.
Can't make it any simpler than that.
Okay, what price do you want to enter at?
So I would like to enter at 530, please, sir. So this is where you type in your entry price. You then can drag, in this case, the size of your value. So if you look in the bottom right corner, you'll see a little screen that, as Crypto C drags, goes up and down with figures. And there you can see order value, margin required, and blah, blah, blah. You can also see your liquidation price. So at the moment, with no stop loss or anything, we have a liquidation price of 370, which would totally wipe us out of the order value or the margin of the trade, which is $20. So we'd immediately lose $20 like that if we did go to 370. But in our case, we will be putting a stop loss on, so that will change. And as a rule of thumb, we very sensibly only trade at $20 margin every trade. We're keeping everything exactly the same. The only thing, and we learned this in the first lesson, which is to leave your winners for longer, which is what we've had more success with this time round, is because we used to have a very strict deadline. The trade's 1 week, you close it at next waffle, which we don't have anymore. We give ourselves more than that. We give ourselves as long as we want effectively now to leave a trade open for.
And what we also do is we can do limit orders to close the trades. So we can set a price that if it goes to that price, then we can close the trade.
They're effectively take profits. Yeah. You can set multiple take profits on the way.
Okay. So what would you like your stop loss price to be?
So this is where you then go over to your own charts. And I'm going to go over now. I know you guys can't see me, but I would like to be taking out the trade on fresh lows. So I'm going to look at the Hyperliquid chart. And because the reason why I say this, and I'm not going to look at TradingView, because different charts have different prices ever so slightly. So as an example, if I go to the Trump chart on Hyperliquid, my screen, which is the same one you're looking at, the recent low that was put in on the 1st of January was $4.68. If I ever go over to my trading view, the low was $4.67. It's not that big of a difference, but it's 1 cent. And if I used the trading view thing and had my order at, what was it?
467.
467, I would be fine, because actually no, I wouldn't be fine, because Hyperliquid only went to 468. So I'd be
your
thinking,
order,
oh, fabulous, it got hit. Come on to Hyperliquid. Oh shit, my trade didn't go through.
it's not there.
So you want to make sure you're looking at the chart that's on your platform effectively. And that low on Hyperliquid is at 468, 74 to be more precise. Now I want to be taken out on fresh lows, so I'm going to say, can I have a stop loss of 450, please, sir? That also gives me a tiny little bit of wiggle room for if we do go but slightly below before we maybe head back up.
Would you like a take profit price? And what is a
Yeah.
take profit price?
So a take profit price it's where the trade will effectively take your winnings for you. Now that is good. If any of your take profits gets hit, you have made some money in that trade. And because we will have multiple take profits on this trade, or I would like to have multiple take profits, but the take profit price for this, if you just wanted one, and in this case we are going to use one because I'm just going to use my target. I'm going to set my take profit at 6. Was it 650? My prediction? Yeah, I'm going to set my take profit at 650. And if you wanted multiple, so if you wanted to take some profits at 6, or you wanted to take other profits at 630, 640, you can do that as well. You can just don't set a take profit, place the trade, and you can do that in a moment. So once you've done all of that, double check everything. You got a limit order long to buy Trump at 530, and we've got a stop loss in on the right hand side, which you can see. So we're happy with that. We buy long. And you will see, like on Hyperliquid chart, I think a lot of the others do that as well. They will give you a visual representation of your trade, i.e., the green line is where your order will buy. The lower red line is your stop loss level. That is the maximum you will lose, and your take profit is how much profit you will take. And CryptoC just moved mine from 650 to 750, and then you can see it would drag it back down, and it changes it for you as well. Now, to make sure that this is all on, at the bottom, you have a tab that says balances, positions, open orders, TWAP, trade history, fund history, order history. What you want to go to is open orders, and you will see what trades you have on across the board effectively, or you can go to positions. If you just want a quick look, positions is the best tab. But if you want to look at stop losses, positions is what you have on effectively, like live trading positions, and open orders is the orders we have. So you will see that we have a Trump long to close at 650 or price above 650. So that's our take profit we just discussed. We also have a Trump limit long at 530, which is the one we just put on. And you can also see we have a Trump close long if we get to 430 or 450, sorry. That was our stop loss we discussed. And as we briefly mentioned earlier, you can also see our RV limit long that is sitting in there with its take profit and stop loss.
Should we close this RV limit long, as it looks like they've recovered from there?
I mean, we can do, but it is a good area of support where I'd look to pick up some RV. So yeah, if we're not looking to trade it, we can just stick it on our watch list.
Oh, you know what? Should we leave it for now?
Can do.
Yeah, I quite like it.
Okay. So then the other thing is, you can, and as we briefly mentioned earlier, we had a horrible week this week. So how do we view that horrible week? We have to go to trade history, and you will see our Bitcoin short closed minus $2.78, or if you click that lovely little box, minus 13%, as you can see here. But I assume that's our stop loss got taken out at 92.
Yep.
Correct. So that's why you can see we limited our losses because we got taken out at 92. Bitcoin's currently sitting at 94. So had we not had that in, we'd be further down. You can also see our silver long got taken out. Unfortunately, what was our entry price? 77, 72.
Yeah.
What are we at now? I think it's 74, isn't it?
I don't know.
Just have a look at live silver price, 76. That's annoying.
Oh,
Nasty.
yeah. I think looks like we got well and truly taken out. Went down to 70.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Think right idea, wrong timing.
Always.
Always.
Very
That's
short
the
window we're
difficulty
looking at.
with trading.
Yeah.
And then finally, we can see we got smashed on our Canton short, sorry. Minus 20% loss. Yeah, not nice. And then if you like sharing your wins, you can take that little screen grab, share it on X, Instagram with your friends, family, and go, look what I'm doing. I've just lost 50%. Or like this one here, you won 110, 114%.
We generally share our wins. No one shares their losses.
Well, we share our losses on the podcast openly. We
Yeah, we do.
we don't hide them. There's nothing to hide here. You can see all of our previous wins and losses. Yeah, minus 70%. I mean, just out of interest, what's the overall account sitting at? Because I believe we had about $110 when we started this round 2.
140.
140. See, we're still decent. We're up.
We're up. Yeah, we're still up.
So that's basically what Hyperliquid is. I mean, we obviously didn't discuss the deposit section, but if you quickly just click on the deposit section,
I don't think it will show.
No, you won't. I mean, I'm just going to say this for
my MetaMask because of how it's
yeah. But basically, how you deposit to this is you can send Solana. It can be USDC. It could be ETH. It could be Bitcoin. You just have to make sure you're sending it on the right chain. Send Fartcoin as well, as you can see on the list. And then you obviously just have to choose the chain that represents that asset. It's pretty straightforward. Usually you do it from either from a direct exchange or a wallet like Phantom, MetaMask, Trust Wallet, all these other sorts of things that people may have access to. And then maybe next week we go into looking at the portfolio and the other tabs that are on the Hyperliquid platform. We'll go into all of this because you can do staking, vaults, all this sort of stuff, which I think we'll do next week because I think we could do 2 or 3 episodes looking through this whole thing.
Okay. Shall I do my trade now?
Yeah. What would you like to do, sir?
I think I'm going to do a
So you got Aero, Doge, ETH, Bitcoin.
I'm going to do a Doge along.
Ooh,
I'm
I
going
like
to
it.
I'm going to do it at market as well. So we're immediately into it.
Current market price.
First of all, make sure you do isolated because it always wants you to take cross. Like it wants you to get smashed.
Wonder why they want you to do that.
I wonder if they earn fees if you get smashed.
Well,
we are being a bit flippant, maybe, is that the word? Because we know that is the reason why. So $20, give or take. My take profit will be my target.
$20?
And my stop loss will be your target.
What, 13 too?
Yeah.
No, I think you got to give yourself more of the room than that.
You think too tight?
I think that's a bang on support area. Actually, let me look at the hype chart. I'm not looking at it on there. Give me uno momento, sir. Yeah, okay, no, 13.2, I think it's all right. Looks like you got sufficient support around 14 on hype.
So then, quite simply, place order and a bash.
And then you get the pretty little description on the chart of where your squiggly lines are.
Where my stuff is, yeah. Now, when we look at open orders, we've got something here to look at.
Yeah. Whereas the other one is still sat in the limit orders.
Yeah.
And I would like to put forward to you. Now, this is something I'm actually looking at taking myself, and I'm going to openly explain this to everyone on here. I have, as some of you may know, some physical silver. Now, at the time, me buying physical silver, you couldn't trade silver on Hyperliquid. It was not possible. I think it's the top one, isn't it?
Well, there are two markets. They're with different providers. XY and FLX are different.
What's the money that we've got?
William.
We've got the HUSDCH, haven't we?
Oh, haven't we? Yeah, we have.
I think in our balance somewhere.
Yes, we are. We're on FLX in our balance.
So I personally am in a conundrum. So, sir, I wonder if you could help me with this. So I have some silver holdings. I was looking to get out of some physical silver holdings. And now the reason why I was looking to do that was to buy back lower, i.e. when we get a dip. Because I do think in the next 2 to 6 months, silver has the potential to maybe stick in another high. I mean, I'm looking at TradingView here. We topped out around 83.75. I think we could marginally put in a new all-time high, but I do think the majority of the silver move is over. And I would like to play a move back to $60. So do I, or potentially even lower than $60, we're talking $50 to $60. Do I sell the spot, wait for price to drop, go back in and increase this physical stack? Or do I take a silver short and then with those funds, if correct, buy more physical silver with?
Oh,
That's the conundrum I am in.
I would take the short because the fees are lower.
That's what I'm aiming. That's what I was thinking, because I don't know if people know, but in the UK, and I'm assuming around the world, there's a massive difference between buying at spot price and buying on anyone that you could say or regard as a safe entity. So, for example, the current spot price in pounds, because I'm gonna do it in pounds because we're in the UK. Let me just get a chart because I don't have a pound chart in front of me. Where is it? Silver spot.
Well, do it in dollars. Who uses pounds? People on that little island.
Current silver. Yeah, but I don't have the current dollar price to buy now. So while I'm doing it in pounds, we'll just do a conversion.
Oh, okay. So is it different to $76?
Yeah. So if you want the current spot price of £56 in silver, but if I'm currently on what in the UK is one of the well-known things, bullion by post. If you want to buy a silver Britannia, right, that is 1 ounce coin, 84 quid, £32. Oh, 30, yeah, 30, no, that isn't it? 56, 66, 76.
Close to 40%.
Yeah, 20, yeah, £32 above spot price. Crazy.
Yeah.
So this is where you can see the conundrum. For me to actually make money selling physical at spot price, I need silver to do at minimum, I think it's 20% drop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a big risk.
The premium is quite high.
Indeed, sir. The premium is high.
And that's why I would say just use the
take the silver short.
Yeah, take the silver short. But do you think it's a good idea to take a silver short in the midst of massive money printing like we've never seen before?
It's a risky play, but like I mentioned, if I'm going to take the short, well, not I've mentioned, take that back because I haven't mentioned it, but if I was to take the short of my recent silver sale, I would only use 50% of the capital sold.
Okay.
To do the short with. So I would not be putting 100% of the capital at risk.
Okay. All right. So let's get you in on a...
Well, this is what I'm saying. So are you, or would you be happy, sir, to take a silver short on behalf of the Crypto Waffle guys? Because I will be looking to put my one on myself. If not, I understand. It's just something I was putting forward.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okie dokie.
We're not doing 20x though. Tell you that for free.
No, I'm looking to do personally 2-3x.
Okay, 3x it is.
I would look to have, and let me just get a silver chart, the Hyperliquid one up on mine.
Are we going to do $20 or should we do half? $10.
Maybe do $10. Keep it sensible. Because I think this is a short you could play for a reasonable amount of time. Just to
Take
stick it
profit.
out there.
Did you say 60?
I'm gonna have to look at a different chart because I haven't got much chart history. Let's say $58.
Stop loss?
And then a stop loss, fresh highs on Hyperliquid, so 86. Is this on Isolate, by the way?
Indeed. 3x,
Lovely,
isolated,
3x.
abash.
Is that at currently market price as well? Yeah.
Yeah,
Lovely stuff.
I'm going straight in.
Oh, I shall put mine on tonight, and I shall send it into the Waffle group chat. Well done if you actually stayed to watch this, because this will not be put into the light channel. You'll have to be a long format viewer to catch this bit. And congrats to you that get there. Hopefully this goes our way.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Indeed.
Fingers.
So that is how you use Hyperliquid and our trades of the week. I will quickly see if I can get into Polymarket because we weren't able to do this last week. Let me in. What do you mean no? Did I type in the password wrong? Haha. Ha ha ha. Let's try it. Come on. We're in. We are in. Right. Let's go. Let's go. Polymarket. Boom, boom. Look, we have a winner to collect, sir. This is our African Cup of Nations, I believe.
What did we go for?
Tunisia to win.
Let's
boom,
go.
boom. So let's claim that. Claimed. That will come through in a minute. There we go. We cleared some of our old ones off, didn't we?
Yeah.
And as you can see, to be fair, there's not much movement on the City one. There is down 31%. MicroStrategy to be delisted, down 18%. England to win the World Cup. Come on, up 4%. Love to see it. But let's have a look, see what's trending. What are these? Do we like the looks of anything? I mean, actually, usually we do a sports one, don't we? So let's see what's kicking on the old English Premier League as of soon. So this is the upcoming weekly fixtures this week. What do you fancy?
Oh, let's go for a little bit of.
Do you know what's really ballsy?
What's that?
A Wolves win away to Everton.
But they've been doing a lot of stuff recently, haven't they?
At bottom of the league.
Yeah.
Beat West Ham at home 3-0.
Yeah. And they drew with United, didn't they?
Yeah, drew with United, and they're going away to Everton.
Yeah, come on then.
You reckon that?
Yeah. Look at those odds.
Because the other one I think that's quite good is a Bournemouth at home to hold Tottenham off.
Tottenham's
Odds aren't great.
Tottenham's away from better than their home form. I like Wolves.
You like the Wolves away?
Yeah, I do.
What's the game view? Goals over under, both teams to score. Do you want any of this as well, or just
Both
teams to score? They're 50-50, aren't they? Yeah. Christ, the odds are crap for that.
Yeah, they're not great, are they?
Yeah, I think we just go for a Wolves win.
Yeah.
Or you're happy with a buck 48, make it nice and all even.
$1.
All right, $1.
Oh no, 148. Yeah, round it up. Unless you want to save the 48 for something.
No, we're saving 48. We'll round it off on something else. Right, so there's our sports bet. What's this little tab?
Oh, you're 25 in the review.
Highlights.
Yeah.
Let's have a little look. You are in 18 markets. Yeah, look. Donald Trump talking, Premier League, J Powell. Your top wins, Liverpool, Sunderland. Love to see it. Wolves United. That we got that draw.
Yeah.
Biggest flip, Liverpool, Sunderland, 5x. Love to see. We got a draw on that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. We are ranked in the 296,000.
Top 20%.
19%. Love it. Told you we're good at this stuff.
Big spenders.
Top category. It's obviously what we like best. Total wins and Polymarket. There we go. There's our year in review. Overall, we are currently down, just to let everybody know. Approximately 18%.
Mm-hmm.
Any of these tickling your pickle this week, sir?
Oh, Venezuela leader by the end of 2026.
Yeah, I have no idea who that could be.
Well, that Delcy, she's the woman that they've just put in after their current leader has been arrested for dealing drugs. I feel like they may get rid of her.
Possibly.
It's too long. All right. Will there be another US shutdown? Trump Fed chair? Nicolas Maduro released from prison or custody. No. Anyone be charged over the daycare fraud? Oh, yeah. There you go.
What, the silver one?
Yeah.
Will silver hit by end of January? 150. See, that a large majority think is going back to 80.
That's not that far. That's 76 now.
Yeah. And look, a lot of people actually think it's going at 70 as well.
Do you want to take more?
Well, we've got a long one. I don't think we need any more of this.
No.
Anything else?
What price will Bitcoin hit in January? Oh, another sport.
English Premier League. Let's see what's on the crypto tab. Total commitments to the range of public sales on MetaDAO.
Oh, MetaDAO's really good. I need to really dig into that bloody thing.
Fogo FTV.
Go back to the page you was just on. I saw something interesting.
Further down?
Yeah, a bit further down. Keep going down. I think it was the next line. Yeah, there you go. Which company has the best AI model in the end of January?
Oh, yeah, I like this. Good spot. I think you have to go, if you're looking for odds, you look at XAI. You don't go for Google, do you, at 92%? What are the conditions? Highest arena score based off the chatbot arena LM leaderboard. And the table under the leaderboard tab is checked on January the 1st.
Okay, let's see. Leaderboard. So what is it? Text? Did it say text?
Yes.
Leaderboard text. Yeah, okay. At the moment, it is Gemini 3, which has got a tiny lead over Grok 4.1 thinking.
That's what I mean. You go with X here.
Yeah.
Tiny. You're saying tiny?
Yeah, tiny. Around 13 points out of 1,500. Next is Claude Opus thinking, which is a little bit further behind.
I think we have to go with XAI though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why has it logged me out?
I explained that to you last time.
Gordon Bennett. What's going on? Unbelievable, champ. Unbelievable.
Do you know, I've never looked at this before. This ranking, this leaderboard thing.
Right, well, for whatever reason, it's now not letting me log in again.
Well, we got our one in, so.
Oh, hang on. No, I'm back. I'm sticking it on now. I'm going to use that $1.46.
Yes.
So I'm in $1.46 on XAI. If this wins, this will be, I reckon, the biggest win of the year, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a 22x.
Well, we just have to look at it next week because it might become a battle. And if it goes from 6% to 50-50.
Oh, yeah, you cash that.
Yeah.
Cash some of it. So you can actually go out further. I know you can't see my screen right now, but you can go out further to March and June, where XAI got currently holding 11%.
Mm-hmm.
But anywho, I think that wraps up this week nicely, ladies and gentlemen. I'll quickly have a look at Instagram and X for questions. Where are we? Right, I've got one off the whim. So, oh, this is difficult. This Doge or Pepe for next week? I assume they mean Doge or Pepe biggest gains till next week.
Yeah. Gotta go with momentum.
Ooh. Yeah, it's difficult, that.
I'm gonna go with momentum. I'm gonna say Pepe.
I'll go Doge.
Okay.
Let's see. Write that down on the pad.
I am.
Write that down on the Paderino.
Doge or Pepe? Well, I said Pepe.
Biggest percent gains from 5th of Jan at 7.45.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for that lovely demonstration, sir.
Well,
on Hyperliquid.
I was purely your glamorous assistant.
I just did the voiceover. And we shall see you guys next week. So until then, have a great week, and we shall see you on Monday. Adios.